Wow. We get another great episode of Steven Universe? Yay! Well, Steven Universe's episodes on a whole are really frickin' epic, so... yeah. So... dear Lord, was this episode really good. And it's we are getting closer to the end of this season, and it looks like this is the kickoff to the gem invasion. By the looks of things, at least. So... this episode is pretty much all about the return of Peridot. Yeah, Peridot is back, and I gotta agree with my good friend, with one of my viewers on here, ActionFan19. He called it, and I gotta really agree with ActionFan19 on this one. He mentioned that Peridot was very reminiscent of Shockwave, and it's very clear in here that this character must have been based off of Shockwave or some other evil scientist character, but she plays that role perfectly. So yeah, she is the Steven Universe equivalent of Shockwave from Transformers. I'm now hoping there'll be like tons and tons of fan art of Shockwave and Peridot together. Not as a couple. Let me clarify. Not as a couple, but in the same like in the same picture together, like doing science stuff. Not as a couple, because Shockwave finds emotions irrelevant. Anyway, so this episode is more or less about the gems trying to fight these huge drones that Peridot keeps, I guess, throwing from the gem homeworld or some space station she's at. She keeps shooting them down to Earth, and the gems just keep breaking them. And then Steven brings up the obvious of, why don't we just figure out what they're doing and then destroy it? Yeah, I'm surprised no one thought of that, like at all. You're all over 6,000 years old. I think you guys would have figured it out by now, but anyway. So we go back to the kindergarten, and it looks like Peridot's trying to reactivate it, which is a horrible idea. Which is really bad, and Steven once again says, why don't we just ask Peridot what she's up to, get her to reveal her plans. And I love how Steven's so casual about talking to Peridot, who is just like, look, she thinks Stevens are a species, so she asks Steven right up, have Stevens become the new dominant life form on Earth? He's like, nope, just humans. And Peridot's like, okay, welcome to die, boom! So, yeah. Now, it looks like, by the look of things, that we get a callback way back to episode 2 with the Red Eye. It doesn't look like it was just it was just a regular monster. It was a spy drone. It was a spy drone sent to Earth to inspect it. And by the sound of things with this episode, Peridot's surprised that there are still gems on Earth. And she said that, I thought gems all died off on Earth. And, yeah. So I'm guessing, this kind of leads to my theory that maybe the gems they've been fighting, all the monsters that were once gems, were really, the Earthbound gems. They were, all the monsters they've been fighting were really the Earthbound gems that helped them in the big, the big gem civil war. And it's also kind of weird that, it's also kind of surprising that, when Pearl says, we're the crystal gems, Peridot's kind of surprised by that, like, crystal gems? What? So, either, she's just taken aback by the name, or she's surprised that maybe crystal gems are a species of gems. Because you gotta remember, Lapis Lazuli did say that, they're crystal gems, they're not like us. So maybe the crystal gems are either like they were a faction that maybe like there could be even the fact that the theory that the crystal gems are the faction of gems that joined Rose in the fight against the space gems. So maybe that's the possibility. So maybe that's a possibility that maybe they're like a faction of gems, like they're the Autobots. So that could be a possibility, or they're another race of gems, or a species of gems. Remember, there are gems created on Earth, like Amethyst, and Garnet and Pearl are gems that were, born on the gem homeworld. So, every time we get I love this show, I really do, because every time we get an answer to a new, we get an answer to something, we get about 20 different questions. It's both infuriating and so good. Seriously, Steven Universe is gotta be the best damn thing on Cartoon Network right now. Oh, man. But yeah, I am really interested to see where this is gonna go next. Wow. This is getting really interesting. We have, Peridot, which we don't even know where she is right now. She could be on the homeworld, and she even says, after the gems quote-unquote defeat her and pretty much destroy the little thing she's using to try to, by the looks of things, reactivate the kindergarten, it looks like, she pretty much says, I'm going to report this. So, yeah, the gems are on their way. Now that Peridot knows that there are gems on Earth, she's going to tell the other gems, like, hey, we didn't finish the job. We got to go finish this and, wipe out the rest of humanity. Because, yeah, by the more and more it sounds like it, the more I think that the gems were pretty much like the Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z. They were, they went out and conquered races and and terraformed them to their own use. Yeah, so I guess the gems were like the Saiyans. Anyway, so this was pretty interesting. I mean, yeah, even I love how Garnet compliments Steven on saying, "Hey, look, you've now figured out that the gems are, the gems' plans are. Now we can get ready for it." But that was really stupid how you went about it. That was just a really bad call on your end, Steven, and I gotta agree. Anyway, so with that said, yeah. Also, I love the I love the interaction still between Steven and Connie of the whole underlying thing with the whole familiar, unfamiliar. And I'm thinking to myself, why is that not a book yet? And also, I noticed, I caught the little Harry Potter reference on one of the book covers. Very, very, very clever there. Rebecca Sugar and everyone working at Steven Universe. But yeah. Again, I think Steven and Connie are adorable as a couple, and I love it. It's just a little tugboat ship, just going along. Little tugboat ship. And I'm surprised that's not a book yet. How Connie describes it, I'm like, is this a parody of a book series? Because this sounds like 100% legit. Why isn't anyone capitalized on this? Anyway. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be the big kickoff to the big gem invasion, because let's face it, we're getting a invasion of gems of some sort. Either Peridot's going to come back down with a couple other gems, or we're going to get the whole friggin' gem armada with Lapis Lazuli as well, and some new gems, and yeah. Anyway, so needless to say, I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. Yeah. Just really, all in all, really excited. Again, another really great episode, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. So, you guys tell me, what do you guys think of this episode? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? And what do you guys think when Peridot meant by, crystal gems and, being shocked that there are still gems on Earth? But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.